Alrighty, what's up everybody? It is I, your Travel God of Extreme, Peter Joseph here for video number 2 on your Wednesday night, October the 22nd, 2025. Thank you all for watching right here, once again, on the Peter Joseph YouTube Wrestling channel, youtube.com/Peter Joseph. Thank you for watching. Make sure you like the video, hit that subscribe button down in my pants, otherwise known as the description box below. On this channel, show this channel your love and support, as well as my other channels. Those links will be down below in the gobbledygook. Leave a comment on this video, or any one of my videos on my respective channels from the past, the present, and the future, Conan. But only stupid comments. Bye-bye, so long, farewell to you. You'll be sent to the Shadow Realm. Satan and Ozzy will bite your head off, and then feed the rest to their dogs, and then eat your soul. So don't do it. Go do it on a dead channel that nobody cares about, and waste their time for 2, 3, 4 hours, or whatever it may be. Not going to do it on mine, because if you do it on mine, you're wasting your time. And you don't like me blocking you and deleting your comments? Tough shit! Go do it on somebody else's channel, not mine. Go watch somebody else, but you will watch me because you got nothing else to do. You're wasting your time. You're wasting your time. You're wasting your energy, your breath, and everything else. So, get out of here already. And if you can't, you got major problems. That's that. Follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Share the video all over the internet. And don't forget to tap and slap that bell. Turn on all notifications so you don't miss the next one. Because if you miss anything, oh boy. You got bigger problems because you're SOL. You know what that means. Ha! And if you don't know what it means, for God's sake, look it up. And that's all I gotta say about that. So, like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, all that other good shit. And we move on. And if you're brand new here, well, welcome to the party, pal. We hope you enjoy the ride. Sit back, relax, and grab that nice, tasty, cold one. I don't have one at the moment, but I will in a little bit. For AEW Dynamite coming up in a little bit. But I'll have my little nice, tasty cold one, which will be in this glass. But whatever you're going to drink tonight, or whenever you're going to watch this video, be safe, be responsible, and know when to say when. Well, grab yourself a nice, tasty cold one, put your feet up, sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. If you like it, great. You know, well, too bad. But you're going to watch me anyway, and then do your boring videos on me, and nobody cares. And make stupid titles out of it. It is what it is. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, like I said, we got Dynamite coming up from San Antonio, Texas. Gonna scare them Cowboys tonight with some great action. And we'll see what happens on your 2+ hour Cure for Insomnia AEW Dynamite. And that's that. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, check out my first video of the day, video before this one, talking about the rumors of Tony Khan actually considering having an AEW style all women's pay-per-view. Dina did an interview talking about like Tony Khan considered possibly doing an AEW all women's pay-per-view, kind of taking, ripping off WWE's Evolution pay-per-views. So I gave my thoughts about that, so check it out. Link will be down below in the gobbledygook, so watch it and check it out. On time, on cue. Do it now. And we move on with that. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, on this beautiful, chilly Wednesday night, October the 22nd, 2025, or a little over a week away from Halloween. Not that I give two fucks, as I will be at a party and not give a fuck. I'll be enjoying some heavy metal at a party with my friends and you-know-who, rather than give out candy to a bunch of kids. I'm too old for that shit. I don't want to do it anymore. Not that I've done it for years, but, I grew out of that shit, Same thing with, me and the missus got tired of that shit. We just want to go out and have fun on Halloween and just go to parties and have fun, that's all, with our friends. And sing some karaoke and watch some great bands playing the greatest music in the world, heavy metal. And that's pretty much it. And we don't even have to dress up. We don't dress up. That's pretty much it. We got fun. And you're not, because you're going to sit home, do your boring live streams, think of me while you're doing them, and nobody's going to care. Because Halloween's going to come and go, and it's just going to be another day. And then the next day is November the 1st. That's it. Then we're on the countdown to the end of the year. And Christmas Day and New Year's Day. We're going to be counting down to the end of the year. I'm just going to get ready for the holiday season. That's all. And level 49, that's another thing, but that's different. But you'll still think of me that day too. Because you can't get your dick off me. Because, you just like to beat off to me when you watch my videos and think you can make fun. But it's not. You can't. Because half the time you're not even sober. So, get with it. But thank you for the attention that I don't need. Get your rocks off me. I don't care. Get your views off me, because that's all you can get. And it's not even great views. We move on. Clip that. Go ahead, because you clip everything else. Just shut your mouth, move on, and go bother somebody else, because it ain't going to be me or anybody else. So that's that. Anyway, moving on. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, after almost 7 minutes of spiel, it is time for your late and out-of-date NXT review for last night, October the 21st, 2025, and once again, we are at Nickelodeon Studios at the Capitol Wrestling Center in Orlando, Florida. Alright, this is the go-home show before this Saturday night's Halloween Havoc event from somewhere. I care less where it is, but the annual Halloween Havoc pay-per-view coming your way this Saturday night on pay-per-view. Should be some good shit. Has some more storyline advancement. And this is the first year, I believe, since Halloween Havoc came back for NXT, that there is no, I'm surprised, no spin the wheel, make the deal matches. What happened with that? What, broke the wheel? I don't know. I think they broke the wheel, and that's why it's not there anymore. Or they're using it for maybe something else. I don't know. But it's kind of shocking we don't have spin the wheel, make the deal matches. I love that shit. We had it the last few Halloween Havocs, whether it be on TV, when they broke it up in 2 weeks. That was nice. But we didn't get, then we got the pay-per-views the last couple of years. They had the spin the wheel, make the deal matches. We had actually Shotzi Blackheart as a host. We don't got it this year. I think one year was Isla Dawn and Alba Fire. Well, Isla Dawn's in Ring of Honor now. So if they had a host, I don't know. Well, I was thinking Tatum Paxley, but no. Well, since they had the TNA partnership, how about get Rosemary? Have a Prophecy Halloween Havoc. Come on! But we probably won't get that. Unless it's announced between now and Saturday night, but the Prophecy always gets shafted by WWE and TNA. What else is new? That's that. Alright, as always, our commentary team of the man who's, he's creepy. He's got a lot of candy. He's waiting for next Friday night at his house, ladies and gentlemen. That's Vic Joseph. And the man who smokes more fucking weed than you do combined. And that's the Hall of Famer, the two-time Hall of Famer, and six-time heavyweight champion of the world, the Kool-Aid Man himself. He simps for pretty much all the women, and that's Booker T, sucker! Oh yeah, man! Oh yeah! Calm down. Oh, we got that. Alright, so last night was pretty decent, not great, but, we got that. Alright, so we started with the opening recap from last week's show, And then we start off with the Cuckling, the great group of people, the Cuckling, showing Spears, Nico Vance, Bookie Hogan 2.0, that's Izzy Dame, and Gaffney 2.0, and that's Tatum Paxley, the new #1 contender to JC Jane's NXT World Title. Alright, so basically this is JC's promo. Not JC, sorry. Tatum's promo. She cut one mean promo. This was a great promo, even with JC coming out, which we'll get to in a minute. So, the fans tell her, "You deserve it! You deserve it!" Which she kinda does. But do you really think she's gonna win? Probably not. I wouldn't be surprised, but, you know, if she does, great for her, but I just don't see it. So she gets on the mic and says, "I did it!" And talks about the highs, the low, and the lows she's achieved in the last 4 years, but the people have always had her back. Everything's going right for her on the way to Halloween Havoc, and she knows that the Cuckling will have her back as she wins the NXT Women's title. And then cue the gorgeous ladies of Fatal Influence. Former woman Fallon, don't call her, to the Dawn Henley, who destroyed a troll on X today. Oh, you idiot. Fucking Mark called her a cunt. Because he didn't... He goes on Twitter and he goes, "Why don't you like my post? You cunt." Something like that, right? And then Fallon goes, "Well, she says something, well, I'm sorry to disappoint you, blah, blah, blah." And then she says, "Well, I'm better than you, but I am a little bit country." And then I responded, I was like, "Don't worry about him, he's just a fucking mark." You fucking mark! I'm a mark for wrestling, but I wouldn't go that far saying that shit, but, you know. Except for, it's like Mercedes Moné, because we all know she's a cunt. Reminds me of that song. I'm a cunt, she's a cunt, he's a cunt, we're all cunts, yeah! Moving on. Alright, so JC Jane, the NXT Women's Champion, Fallon, don't call her, to the Dawn Henley, and the newest member of Fatal Influence, Lainey Reed. They all come out. JC says Tatum is the latest person to come after the belt. She says, "Yeah, back then I was beatable as champ to start, but look at us now. Look what's going on now. I beat everybody." Well, not everybody, but... So Tatum says, "I know you're the one no one believes in, but, you know, no, I'm the one that no one believes in, and I keep getting better and better." And then Fallon Henley says the Cuckling might leave Tatum after she leaves, so then Izzy Dame's like, "Give me the mic! Give me the fucking mic! Give me!" So she calls out Fatal Influence for turning on Jasmine, my girl, Jasmine Nix. That's true. Because she was the weakest link. Goodbye! You know? So they argue over whose friendship is stronger, and Fallon calls Tatum Tato Tot. I know there's French fried potatoes. Anyway, then we get a tag team match out of this, and then they start fighting, and basically Tatum and Izzy take care of them. And then they scatter to the back, and that's pretty much it. So, nice promo from Tatum, a big, passionate promo. She holds up the belt, you know what that means. She loses. So, we get that. So I gave that 2.5 out of 5 stars, and we're off and running on NXT. Okay, after that, we go to the back with Stacks Mahomes and his hot girlfriend, who should be married to her, and that's Ariana Grace, you know, Santino Malata, you son of a gun, his hot daughter, going out with Stacks Mahomes, you lucky bastard. And they're all lovey-dovey in the back, and they're walking to the ring. They got Stacks Mahomes has an X Division title match coming up against Leon Slater. So they're actually acknowledging that Stacks and Ariana Grace are an item, like we didn't know that before. We get that. Alright, so they leave, and then we see the X Division champion Leon Slater and your boy is Betsy Javon Evans. They're talking, and they're talking about, you know, possibly having a rematch for the X Division title. So they see this and like, this is nasty. We want some opponents for Halloween Havoc, which we'll get to after this match. So I gave all that 2.5 out of 5 stars. So we get to our first match of the night for the X Division title. Leon Slater and Stacks Mahomes with Ariana Grace at ringside and Javon Evans as well on commentary, even though he was at ringside on commentary, well, whatever. Pretty decent match, nothing great. They fight over wrist control to start. Stacks sends him into the corner, only to get kicked away. Sends him into the other corner. That worked a little bit for Stacks, but Leon bounces up with a spinning kick to face, which sends Stacks to the outside for a slingshot flippy dippity-doo. And then Javon's like, "Give me, I want to be on commentary, because I'm great." You're not great, Javon. You're a great wrestler, but not on commentary. I'm better than you on commentary, that's a fact. Alright, go to break and come back. Leon fights out of a 1922 abdominal stretch. Then gets dropped ribs first on the top rope. Ow! And then they build it back face plant. And then you find his carry gut buster. Give Stacks Mahomes a near fall. Leon fights back. But he kicks Ariana Grace off the apron. Right into the arms of Javon Evans. He was having a field day. He was about to pitch a tent. Oh boy. And Stacks got all mad. And Leon hit a big running flippy dippity-doo over the turnbuckle. Almost hit the freaking cameraman again. Gotta stop that. The cameramans are, those are expensive cameras and the cameraman. But I digress. So he takes Stack down. Brings it back in the ring, goes up top again, hits the Swanton 450, 1, 2, 3, in just under 11 minutes. Leon Slater retains the X Division title. Pretty decent match, 2.5 out of 5 stars. We get that. And then after the match, Leon and Javon get on the mic, say, "Hey, we want a tag team match, and we don't give a crap who we face." Could be from NXT, could be from Raw, could be from SmackDown, could be from CMLL, could be from Triple R. And speaking of Triple R, we got 2 members from Triple R, and that's the man who wears the skeleton mask, and that's La Parka. I can't do the thing because I'm sitting down. La Parka and the legend himself, Mr. Iguana! We did not bring out Beska. What's up with that? We want to see Yaska! I wanted to see Yaska too, pero she's my friend. You have friends? What do you mean I don't have friends? I always had friends. Yeah, but you fear Osita though. Ah! Okay. Peter's playing with his dolls again. Knock next time! Knock! Did you see anything? No, sir. I didn't see you play with your dolls again. Good! You need it on the bridge. Your helmet's so big. Anyway, moving on. Alright, so they come out and say, "Hey, how about we have a match with you guys, ese pero, at Halloween Havoc, which is taking place in Arizona." Well, that's where it is. So, NXT Halloween Havoc in hot as fuck Arizona. Great. Alright, so that match is going to be a banger after banger after banger. We hope. It's going to be great and lots of flippy dippity doos from both men. I think Javon and Leon are going to get the win, obviously. But it'll be fun to see Yaska do some stuff. It'll be great, Will we see Demon Ito? That, we don't know. We don't know. You never know when we're going to see Demon Ito. And that's that. Alright, then we get a video for Zachary Wentz, who has a speed, who is in the speed tournament first round match. And he comes out, part of the Rascals from TNA. So he takes on the season 1 winner for the men for LFG, Shiloh Hill. We haven't seen him yet. Well, we did kind of see him in segments where we haven't seen him, on TV since then. Excuse me, I had something in my teeth. So anyway, so we have Jasper Troy, the pasta, Jasper Troy, in a speed tournament first round match. Actually, this is a semi-final match because next week is the finals. You can't call the first round and just call the semis. It makes no sense. Where was the first round anyway? Dumb. Anyway, as always, if you haven't seen Speed, it's a 3-minute match, and the colors of the lights go down every minute, which is nice. I love it. So it's also with Zachary dodging around, using his speed, kicks Jasper down to the floor. Then a flippy dippity-doo connects with 1 minute gone by. Then another one, it gets blocked, but that's just fine for Zach, who hits a third flippy dippity-doo. Then a swanton for a near fall on the inside of the ring, and Jasper gets mad. He's like, oh, that's it, I'm mad. Runs him over, and then hits a black hole slam by Abyss. 1, 2, 3, he gets the win with 55 seconds left in the match. So he goes on to the finals where he will face either A-Kid, Axiom, or from Evolve, Sean Legacy. And we'll see what happens with that. And I gave the match 2.25 out of 5 stars. Wasn't anything great. Speaking of great, we have Mrs. Kaylani joining the TNA Knockouts champion. Well, she's not welcome in the women's locker room of NXT. They throw her clothes out of the locker room, and most of the women say, you chose TNA over NXT. And then basically they go back into the locker room, and then Big Mama Pup, joining Grace, comes in and is, she's like, I know what you're going through. I'm on your side, but Kaylani's like, I don't want to hear this. You're just jealous of me. It's always about you. You probably want this title back. I'm like, oh, great. We're probably going to get Kaylani and Jordan Grace. Well, probably won't be at Halloween Havoc. Probably be after that. So, we'll see what happens with that. So, I gave that 2.25 out of 5 stars. Alright, then we get to Dark State, or as I call them, Deuces and Jokers. They brag about taking out the Hardys last week. And then we just, warp to the Hardy compound. Uh-oh. And we see the Hardys, going into the field, going to the Lake of Reincarnation. And then they go deep and they dunk themselves into the Lake of Reincarnation. And we see all these visuals and everything. We see Rebecca Hardy, or Rebby Hardy, we all know that, on the piano, playing the piano. We see the kids and everything. We don't see Senor Benjamin. Where the hell happened to him? Did he pass away? I hope not. We saw Vanguard, whatever number it's up to now. But they come out as, Brother Nino, I knew you'd come! And Broken Matt Hardy, yes! Wonderful! I'm going to have another premonition about my condition, yes! Brother Nino! I fade away and classify myself as obsolete! Obsolete! Delete! So basically, they come out, cut a promo on Dark State, and we're going to have a broken rules match, which basically means no DQ. No rules, no DQ. Anything goes. That's that. I think the Broken Hardys are going to win this match and retain the NXT Tag Team titles. I hate Dark State. They should just go away. I can't stand Dark State at this point. Moving on. Alright, that I gave 3.25 out of 5 stars. Just for the Broken Hardys alone. Alright, move on. Alright, then we see what happened to Sol Ruka, the resident surfer girl, still the Women's North American Champion and the Women's Speed Champion, along with her bestie, supposedly, allegedly, that's Delta. She got injured on SmackDown, so we saw that. She's on crutches now, walking crutches. Comes to the ring with Delta, who asks if Sol really wants to do what she's about to do, and I'm like, oh great, another title becomes vacant. That guy Vacant gets around a lot. He gets more titles than William Yuta gets girlfriends. That's that. We move on. Alright, so then we go to the ring where Ava Rain's there with Sol Ruka and Delta, or Del Ruka. Sol gets on the mics, pissed off, says, I hate to admit it, but I can't defend my belt at Halloween Havoc against Blake Monroe. I'm not going to hold up the division, or two divisions, where there are so many people coming for my belt. And then, Blake Monroe, yes. She comes out looking hot, as always, says, just give me the belt right now, I'll take it. Come on, Ava, just hand me the title, I am the number one contender, give me the belt. So then Delta says, well, I ain't having any of that, that don't work for me, bro, or sister. Because we don't give handouts around here. And then Sol admits that Blake is, she's kind of right, I should just hand my belt over to Ava, and Ava should just really hand it over to Blake. But then Delta's like, wait a minute, I got an idea. How about I defend your belt in your honor against Blake Monroe at Halloween Havoc? And Sol's like, well, I don't know if that's the best idea. So Ava's like, you know what, that works! She signs, she says, well, I'm okay with it. So, are you okay with it? And Sol's like, well, okay, you're my bestie. I gave you my spot last week in a battle royal, so, So she says, alright, defend my belt against Blake Monroe. And then, they get into a little tussle, and Delta lays Blake Monroe out with an F5 and then holds up the belt. Oh, you know what that means? New champ. We're gonna get a new champ, and then I hope eventually one of them is gonna turn. I think Delta's gonna turn on Sol, because Sol's like, you did this, I hate you! And then Delta's like, you always been jealous of me! And then her injures are even more, probably. I don't know. We'll see what happens with that. But I gave it 3 out of 5 stars. So we got Blake Monroe going after the North American title, the interim North American title, I guess now, that Delta has. Asterisk on that. So we'll get that. Alright, then we hear from A-Kid and Sean Legacy wanting the Speed title. We got that match coming up in a minute. But before that, we got NXT Anonymous doing its usual spying. And it shows Miles, don't call him Ozzy Osbourne, and Tavion Heights, former members of Catchpoint 3.1. They're pissed with their recent losses as of late. And then the big man, Josh Briggs, comes in and says, hey, there isn't any room for them while I'm around. So, we'll see what happens with that. And I really didn't care. So, I gave it 2.25 out of 5 stars. Alright, then we go to the second and final match in the semifinals of the men's speed tournament. A-Kid versus Sean Legacy. Pretty good match. Back and forth match they went. If you haven't seen Sean Legacy, he is great. Should be Evolve champ or go to NXT and win a title there, but we have that. Legacy grabs a running Spanish fly with about a minute left, and then a super kick drops A-Kid, pops right to his feet for a jumping knee. And then Legacy kicks him down, gets caught up top with a super Spanish fly, and A-Kid gets the pin with 2 seconds left. Nice timing there. So, A-Kid gets the win, matching a 3 out of 5 stars. So next week, in the finals of the Speed Tournament, we have Jasper Troy taking on A-Kid, and the winner of that will face El Grande Americano for his Speed title. Well, I didn't even know he had. Okay, we'll go with that. So we move on. I think it's going to be A-Kid and against El Grande Americano, because it has that speed. It's 5 minutes, so they can go crazy for 5 minutes instead of having, El Grande Americano, who's a kind of heel, and they have Jasper Troy, a heel, a big man heel. You think he can go toe-to-toe with, El Grande Americano? He probably could. But you think he's going to win? Probably not. But I think A-Kid and El Grande Americano, Ludwig Spears, is much better than having Ludwig Spears against Jasper Troy. I'm just saying. So we get that. Alright, then we get a video for the semi-Canadian, the Canadian national, the Canadian North American champion. Oh, ego, Ethan Page. He's ready to take out Dr. Wagner Jr. in a Day of the Dead match. Dios de la Muerte at Halloween Havoc. That's for the Canadian national North American title, not the Triple R Latin American title. That is not on the line. So we'll see what happens with that. We move on. Alright, after that, we get some tag team action for the men. We got Hank and Spank taking on the returning OTM with, I think they've got a new theme. Not bad, but, you know. Bronco Nima and Lucius Price. Pretty decent match. Back and forth they went. Getting to the end. Hank manages to get the hot tag to Tank, who cleans house. Bronco Nima is right back with a tilt-a-whirl slam. And then we get an assisted Alabama slam. And Lucius Price goes for the cover. 1, 2, 3 in 3.5 minutes. Did I say 3.5 minutes? Pretty much, I did. And they get the win, so OTM comes back, beats up Hank and Spank. Get the win there, matching a 2.5 out of 5 stars. And then afterwards, OTM just beats the living shit out of them, and they put Hank through the announcer's table, and it broke. So, you know that NXT Tag Team Division is just a mess like it is on SmackDown. And we'll see what happens with that. Alright, after that, we go to the back with the lovely, my girl, Maddie Wenkowski, or to you, Ren Sinclair. She's talking about Maybelline. Maybe it's Maybelline. Okay. She's on the phone, I think with Maybelline, I don't know, or maybe somebody. She says, I miss my friend, Charlie Dempsey, who's, I don't know where he is. And then we see Lash Legend. Get it done. She's there looking great. She's not impressed. Not impressive, Skywalker. Not impressive. She talks some shit. And then the Evolve Women's Champion, Kendall Gray, by the way, happy birthday to you, comes in and seems to challenge Lash. I don't know for the Evolve belt or just a regular match. And Lash's like, I'm not worried about you. I'll beat you in my sleep. So we get that. And we move on. Alright, so I gave that segment 2.25 out of 5 stars. And then after that, we go to your main event of the evening. Tatum Paxley and Izzy Dane of the Cuckling take on JC Jane and Lainey Reed, because Fallon Henley is hurt. She can't wrestle right now. She's not medically cleared. So we get that. It was a pretty decent match for about 10 minutes. We get to the end. We go to break. Come back. Izzy gets the hot tag. Comes in and cleans house. Sister, including a double clothesline. Then a choke slam for a near fall on JC Jane. But Izzy gets knocked into the corner. And Tatum Paxley blind tags herself in. They pick up the pace a little bit. Fallon Henley gets pulled in. She might get injured even more. Izzy and Lainey fight on the floor. And then JC gets the rolling encore, that roaring elbow strike that she's won the title with a couple times. And she hits it on Tatum. 1, 2, 3. She gets the win in a little over 10 minutes. Wasn't great, but 2.5 out of 5 stars. And that's it. Oh, that was the main event. Okay. After the match, Fatal Influence sends Izzy into the ring steps. Then they surround Tatum, but she somehow, I don't know how she did it, but gets out of that. Beats up the rest of Fatal Influence, and then holds up the title. You know what that means. She's losing on Saturday. Most likely. But we get that. Alright, then it's time for the contract signing between Absolute Ricky Starks and Trick Willie Shimon. So Ava Raine, as always, in the ring with a table. And you know what happens in doing contract signings. Somebody's going to get put at a table. Booker T sipping for Trick. Oh yeah, man. Oh yeah. What? You know, stuff like that. So Trick talks about waiting for his moment. That's why he's in the main event. That's why he made Ricky Starks wait at Showdown a couple weeks ago. Because he is the only one who can carry NXT. Technically. And the only thing he is loyal to is himself, which is why he's going to become a three-time NXT World Heavyweight Champion. So then he signs a Ricky's like, all right, just sign the contract, let me talk. So Trick signs. Ricky talks about how Trick was a big deal, but lost the plot kind of along the way. And he knows Trick was ready to move away a long time ago. Is that foreshadowing for the main roster? So Trick says, I don't belong on the indies. And he sees someone cosplaying as champion when he looks at Ricky. He says, I'm going to win the title back and the Absolute Era will be absolutely over. So then Ricky gets mad. He says, I'm smoother, I'm silkier than you could ever be. I'm the blueprint, you're just like a wannabe. Ricky Starks. And then they get up. Actually, Ricky signs. And then they get up, they have a fight. And Ricky kind of F5s him through the table. Then it didn't look like an F5. What are you going to do? So, Ricky stands tall, which sometimes the champion stands tall and they lose the title the next event, you know. So, I don't know if Trick's going to get it back. I doubt it. I think Ricky's going to retain. Trick's going to go to the main roster. We could see him by the Royal Rumble. Or maybe before, maybe by the Royal Rumble, maybe at the Royal Rumble. We'll see. I think he's definitely going to be in the Royal Rumble. Along with maybe Lola Vice, and we'll see what happens with that. Alright, so I gave all that 3 out of 5 stars, and then we get one more Halloween Havoc rundown, and then we end the show. And that's it. Alright, that's it for my NXT review, guys. Thanks for watching. Let me know your thoughts about NXT from last night. And, like Trick Willie would say, let's talk about it. And that's pretty much it. Alright, we're 15 minutes away from AEW Dynamite. So, should be some good stuff tonight. Mercedes Moné's boring 12-belt celebrations tonight. We got a fatal 4-way tag team match with the women. We also got the brackets for the women's tag team tournament. A tag team title tournament. Going to be announced tonight as well. And some stuff with the men, I assume, too. So it should be a pretty event tonight from San Antonio, Texas. And we'll see what happens with that. And I will talk about AEW, like I said, tomorrow night. After I get done with my errands and shit. Because I do got stuff to do tomorrow. Besides work, and I got a doctor appointment, so I got that. And other errands I gotta run. So, talk about that tomorrow night. But after Dynamite, we'll talk about Monday Night Raw, Call of the Night, on your Triple Threat Wednesday. So, 2 videos here. And then my Raw review, as always, on my Killer Demons channel. Check it out. Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to this channel as well. We're getting close to 950 subscribers. I think we're about 5 or 6 away. As of this video, we'll see what happens as we get to the weekend and into November. As we'll be on the road to 1,000. I don't know if we'll hit it. I think we'll get pretty close. I mean, we do got 2 months to go, so hopefully we can get, about 50, 55 more subs. Hopefully by then, we'll see. But getting to 1,000 would be great for this channel. I know it's been a while. I think this channel's been up for about 10 years now. I forget how long, but we got there already. But if it wasn't for the fucking YouTube purge, I guarantee this channel would probably been at 1,500, maybe close to 2,000. But it's YouTube. What are you gonna do? And that's that. Alright guys, I'm gonna get out of here. Get ready for Dynamite. You should too. And that's it. So once again, my final rating for NXT last night, 7 out of 10 stars. Let me know what you guys thought of the show down below in the comments section. And once again, like Trick Willie would say, let's talk about it. And that's that. Check out my last video about the possibility of an AEW all-women's pay-per-view. Check it out. Link will be down below in the gobbledygook. And that's that. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Until next time, if you're not down with all that, too bad. Because I got 3 words for you. Fuck you, man. Stay obsessed. Stay triggered. Because you can't get me off your mind. Prove me wrong. I dare you to prove me wrong. But you won't. Because you love me. And you can't get enough of me. Enjoy the views off my name. And that's pretty much it. Have a great rest of your year fantasizing about me with your tiny cocks. That's all I gotta say. Thanks for watching. Until next time, peace.